Detroit is Different is where you get information, artistry, history, music, and even comedy. Detroit is Different, a home for the culture of Detroit. Visit online at DetroitisDifferent.com today.
All right, we are still here. Taste the Black Spirits in full effect, live in deck for Detroit is Different. And we're talking right now, Taste the Black Spirits. Taste the Black Spirits. We're talking about pouring and the whole experience of nightlife. Today, right now, I have someone based in Detroit. Greg Martinez Jr., how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, man, this is gonna be a fun one because someone locally based to see what's coming together with so many brands from many places. So FKNG Vodka and Bourbon. FKNG Vodka and Bourbon for kings, not gods. Please explain. What's the name?
Well, actually, first, thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate the opportunity. FKNG Vodka and FKNG Bourbon. I know at first glance, and it's a strategy of ours, people will look at it and say, wow, is that really, say, fucking vodka?
Yes.
Is that fucking bourbon?
Yeah.
And it is actually for kings, not gods. I'm from Southwest Detroit. I went to Southwestern High School, class of 85, and then to Wayne State University, just right next door here. And I've always had a lot of challenges. I've had a lot of aspirations. I'm very ambitious. And as a result of that, I've had opportunities, for example, to have been picked and chosen to be in this co-op program for the Secret Service. And then also for the White House Advance. And this is a person coming from Southwest Detroit, from Southwestern Detroit Public School. But because of that drive, the ambition I've had, you've got this Detroit grit. And you got to do what it fucking takes to win. And competing has always been a part of my life. And I know there are millions of other people out there that have similar stories. So I wanted to create a product that would resonate for people that have aspirations or grinding and working towards their goals. So the brand, going back to that, is for kings, not gods, which means be a king or queen of your passions, your dreams, your goals, and live life to the max because life is short. We are not gods.
That's deep. That's deep. And you just definitely went into something deep as like most of Detroit was paying attention. You said Southwestern and 85. You know what that puts you like right in the mix of like some of the greatest basketball that you got to see in high school.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Some legends can come out of there.
Oh yeah, man. Right then it was like that's immediately what I thought. And then like most people, my younger people, were thinking like, oh man, you probably knew Big Meech and them too. Like that was a part of it. But when we think of Southwestern in the 80s, basketball is what we think.
Yes, with Coach Perry. Antoine Jobert. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, so from there in this journey, this is relatively you're not new in business at all, but this venture is something that you were led to more recently, because before in talking more in the automotive industry and now into this industry, this venture, what drew you into liquor branding?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. I had a business, MTZ Global, for 19 years, and then I sold that. And after I had sold that, I was thinking, well, what am I going to do next? And I did some consulting. And the whole time I was thinking, I want to get into a consumer product which can be purchased 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and that cross boundaries. And I didn't know what that was until I saw this article about a famous actor, George Clooney. And let me back up. By no stretch of the imagination do I think I'm George Clooney or that kind of handsome guy. But I thought, here's a person that started from ground zero, and I looked more into the industry, and I thought, I think this is something that is interesting. And I couldn't get it out of my mind. About 2 years later, I'm at a club with some friends, and we're partying. It's loud, it's booming, and we ran out of a bottle, and I stood up and I was looking for the waitress, and we locked eyes, and I said, in a nice Detroit kind of way, hey, we need some more fucking vodka here. And as soon as those words left my lips, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I said, hey, that could be a brand that's got potential. So I left, and I had my attorneys look into trademarking it, and we went ahead and trademarked FKNG equals Four Kings Not Gods, and we eventually got that, and then we had to do all the federal registrations, permits, et cetera, et cetera. That took about a year, and then we've been in the market for about 22 months now, 24 months.
Congratulations. And this is so unique, as a lot of people in this industry don't enter with the wealth of business experiences you did. Like you said, I talked to my lawyers first, and sometimes, like, you know, people go about it the other way. It's like,
Sure.
let's drive down the street and then roadblock.
Yeah.
As coming from the automotive industry, you've been very familiar with, like, a lot of the red tape that can be involved.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding.
And definitely this industry has that. Liquor is not liquor is an industry that you know, just knowing the ins and outs and being comfortable in those ins and outs and making sure you don't, you know, I guess, succumb under the pressure of what the barriers of entry can be. How have you kept your wherewithal and applied what you've learned in other business ventures into this?
Well, I will say this. We're still learning. There's a lot to learn in this industry. And just about any industry anybody wants to pursue, you've got to do your homework and approach it, that you're going to continue to learn through that and master that. But for us, so we had to get through all of the registrations, the permitting, and so forth. And it was very important for us, coming from a quality control background. I wanted to find a distillery that had a laboratory and they had process, because I wanted to make certain they had repeatability, that the first bottle is going to be identical to the 10,000th bottle, and that quality was very important. So for all of our products, I want to have extreme high quality of the product that we're going to be making, and that includes all the ingredients and the water, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah.
And see, that's like a competitive advantage that many won't have. And don't have, to just know how to, you know, it can be overwhelming walking in the factory or walking on a farm and just looking at equipment, knowing to even ask questions like that. So that's powerful. To at least in the next question, what has been the review? What do people say when they taste the bourbon, when they taste the vodka? What's the response been?
So about 98% of vodka that's in the market is filtered. We wanted to have an unfiltered vodka because we wanted to keep as much of the flavor and characteristics. But before we did that, we had to have a blind taste test with bartenders and beverage directors. And we threw an unfiltered in there. And then at the end of the evening, we looked at all the votes, and overwhelmingly, the taste from the unfiltered vodka came to the top. So we were happy that came through, because we've got a very bold and powerful and sexy name. And we want to have something that's unfiltered, both as a product, but also in our way of thinking. It's a bold, sexy name, and it kind of goes hand in hand. And it is also unapologetic and ultra premium. So all of that for the vodka came through. And when people take a sample of our product, overwhelmingly, we are so happy and excited that they like ours over their other brands. And quite frankly, they come back to us and say they cannot believe how smooth it is.
Wow.
And so it's been very well received in the market. Okay,
so that's like definitely coming from a business professional's background. But just at the party, we show up, visiting friends or family. What's the response?
It's still very overwhelmingly. So here's how the response has been. It is so smooth, they cannot believe they can just drink it straight and on the rocks with maybe a little spritz of lemon or lime.
Yeah, that's pretty good, especially when we're thinking about a vodka.
Yes.
That's
now on our bourbon, we have a high rye bourbon. It's aged 4.5 years. It is 88 proof. We didn't do a barrel proof coming out. We wanted people to kind of be receptive to the introduction of our bourbon, and it's 36% high rye, and that's also been very well received. When you take a smell of the aroma, you get a lot of caramel, vanilla aroma in there, and then you sip it, and it just opens your palate, and it's been very, very well received.
Wow.
We're very happy, excited.
Good, man. So that leads us here. How do people get it? Especially we're in Detroit, so Michigan is a place you can get this. Where do people get it?
So you can also look at our website, resistspirits.com. But because of COVID, when we launched, we had to go from a strategy of going to an on-premise strategy. But because of COVID, that had to shut down. So we had to do a different strategy and go out to the off-premise, which is at the retailers. So our first year, we concentrated on that because that was all we could do. And that was very successful. The second year came around, and we had 36% growth over the prior year. And that's predominantly just doing at the retail locations and making introductions there.
Okay. All right. So let's put it right there in the heart of your neck of the woods, Southwest Detroit.
Yeah.
Where should I go if I want to buy a bottle?
So there's.
And I guess it's kind of tough too because you don't want to say one, but the other.
Yeah. No, we've been really good, receptive of a lot of retailers. We're in over 250 to nearly 300 locations. We've crossed all demographics, all geographics. We're everywhere. And so, yeah, look for it. And if they don't have it at your local retailer, please ask them to carry us.
Okay.
But yes, you can find it at the big box stores as well.
Okay. All right. So we'll be looking for it. Thank you so much. And best. And I can't wait to try it myself.
Thank you very much. Let me show the folks there our bottle and so forth. This is our bourbon and our vodka.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.